We celebrate our Yates Scholarship recipients and learn more about how they want to practice medicine in rural areas. We put our community spotlight on food insecurities, learn how one local organization is helping fight hunger during this Action Food Month. Our students are getting ready to bring back a Burrell community event. Trunk and treat will certainly rev up a smile this Halloween. What does it take to open your own medical practice? Learn from our financial experts and hear what they had to say. We learn about Florida's Circle of Care with an interview with their president and CEO, Steve Lord. Learn how our community partnerships benefit Brevard County. And our first alumni event. Learn how we celebrated in San Antonio and how we're planning to keep the momentum going. All that and much more. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to the DO Pulse, a podcast about osteopathic medicine, community, and education. I'm your host, Sydney Alvarez. This podcast is brought to you by Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine and sponsored by GECU. Learn how GECU is the credit union that can help you meet your financial goals. Visit gcu.com for more. Recently, Burrell College leadership had the honor of attending a special event in Artesia, New Mexico, to celebrate the scholarship recipients from the PY Foundation. These scholarships are providing the resources needed to help students pursue their dreams of becoming osteopathic physicians. Watch this.
After graduation, I'd like to get into a residency in New Mexico and hopefully practice pathology, but I'm open to any specialty.
Ashley Rocks is one of 3 students awarded the Yates scholarships from the PY Foundation. Milo Taylor and Alexis Thompson are the other recipients.
I feel that I've been really given a gift by the Yates Foundation and Mr. Peyton Yates, who's generously contributed to my education. I also appreciate the opportunity to come practice in a rural area.
It feels great. The cost of medical school is always a burden to some, and it's nice to have some of that burden lessened because of getting this scholarship, and also knowing that I have a secure spot coming back into a rural community and serving the people I love.
They were all recognized at the Yates Scholarship Luncheon in Artesia, New Mexico. Dr. Joe Salgado, a local family medicine physician and CEO of Artesia General Hospital, says the scholarships not only help the students, but the community as well.
Well, I think the relationship that we've established with the Burrell students here is that first step. It leads us to have a relationship, and we've established a bond with them that allows us to kind of recruit back to New Mexico so that we can continue to give and serve our community.
Since the inception of the Yates Scholarship, there have been 23 recipients. The mission of the PY Foundation is to increase the number of doctors in New Mexico and surrounding Southwest region.
I am excited to continue my journey in medicine and come back to this area. I've really fallen in love with it and all of the people here, so I'm excited to make a difference as a rural physician.
Welcome to Artesia!
We also just held our very first alumni event in San Antonio, Texas. Current student doctors got to visit with alumni and get their advice from making it through med school. Here's their story. Burrell College just celebrated a milestone, hosting its first ever alumni event at the Towers of the Americas in San Antonio, Texas.
So class of 2020, I was the inaugural class. When I first interviewed for medical school, Burrell was kind of skeletons, and we had this vision of what Burrell would look like, and the vision has gotten even better than what we could have expected.
It's kind of surreal to think that, not just a few years ago, I was, in the trenches studying for my board exams and wondering if and or when I would get into my dream program, and looking back, it's just kind of awe-inspiring, really.
Alumni joined current students and faculty at the event while sharing updates on their professional careers.
So right now, I'm over at Brooke Army Medical Center, one of the military hospitals that we have, and I did my intern year last year, but now I'm in radiology. I'm a first year here at BAMC, and it's a lot of work, but glad to be.
I started my residency in physical medicine and rehabilitation at UT Health San Antonio. Currently, I am working with pediatric rehab at University Hospital, and it's been a very unique and awesome experience here.
So I am an emergency medicine physician. I practice in Dallas, Texas in a suburban community hospital.
The Dean of Burrell was also in attendance and praising the alumni for their dedication and embracing the college's legacy.
You know, our alumni are so important because they go on to become preceptors, they go on to help us fulfill our mission, and they ultimately mentor and train our students in the classes behind them.
With food, drinks, and a spectacular view of San Antonio, the event was a huge success. And it's only the beginning. Plans are already set for the next alumni event in Tennessee in 2025.
So next year, OMED will be in Nashville, Tennessee. We're already making plans to be there, and so we look forward to connecting with our alumni for our second annual alumni event.
But I'm really looking forward to the upcoming years because I know it's only going to be bigger and better.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Our next segment is all about making a difference. And joining me now is Lorenzo Alba. He is the Executive Director with Casa de Peregrinos. He's here to tell us about his organization and how you all can help. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate your time. Right off the bat, tell us about Casa de Peregrinos. What is this?
Casa de Peregrinos is the region's and probably one of the state's largest and longest running food pantries. We are a little bit different than a food bank because we're actually boots on the ground. We are actually doing direct services to the folks that are going through food insecurity here in our community, not only here in Las Cruces, but all over Doña Ana County. That is the reach that we have here. And we've been around for about 45 years. This is our 45th anniversary this year, and we're just excited that we're still here doing the work and doing God's work and feeding the hungry.
Absolutely. You know, I've had the honor of being inside your facilities, your new facility as well. And the work that you do, it's just astonishing and amazing. And food insecurities, it can strike everyone and anyone. Tell us about this.
Well, one of the things that is going on in our state is that we have a lot of poverty in our state. It's higher than most states for whatever reason. In our region, it's very generational, especially in the rural communities. So food insecurity is obviously one of those symptoms that comes along with poverty. And here it affects a lot of people, not just people that are under the poverty level, but also the working family. You know, the cost of food is super high right now. It's enormous. Like for all of us, we've all been affected by it. I know that we all feel it, but I can't imagine a family that only has one income coming in, or a part-time worker in the family, or two part-time workers in the family. It's difficult for the families to get through. So that's what we try to do. We want to be that safety net for them. We want to make sure that they have plenty of food for their families.
And please correct me if I'm wrong. It's Action Hunger Month, correct?
It's Hunger Action Month.
Okay.
September, it's Hunger Action Month. All over the country, Feeding America, the food banks, and all their partners, we celebrate this to basically for awareness. We want people to know what's going on with it. And like I said, here it affects a lot of people. So we wear orange. At the food pantry. People are wearing T-shirts right now that say "I fight hunger" or "It's Hunger Action Month." But that's really what we try to do during that time is advocacy work, a lot of getting the message out about what we're doing. And at Casa de Peregrinos, we're doing a few things.
How can people help? I know there's the donation sides, which we're always going to advocate for. How else can they help?
Well, obviously, we always need volunteers. Volunteerism has been difficult to recover from after the pandemic. So we're just getting them all back little by little, little by little. The trust factor is not completely there with everybody coming back. But that's something that we always need, especially on Fridays. If you guys want to help out, Fridays is a day that we really need people to come help us out. Of course, donations, advocacy, letting people know that we're still around and we're still there. There's different ways, but donations, you can also do food drives. If your organization, your community organization, or your business wants to help out, they can always do a food drive. We need some food right now for Hope for the Holidays, which is Thanksgiving coming up, so just give us a call.
Thank you for bringing that up. And immediately, you guys have, I guess, a couple of events that are coming up right around the corner. Tell me about them.
We do. We have our annual hunger strike that is happening this month. It's happening on the 26th and 27th next week. It's a 24-hour fast. And what we want to do is be in solidarity with our neighbors that are going through food insecurity. For those that are that are struggling with hunger, we want to be right there with them for 24 hours in solidarity with them. We also want to share how it feels during those 24 hours. And during that time, we're asking people to make donations to the folks that are fasting. And then also we've given an opportunity for the community to be involved by just doing a donation page on their Facebook, on their Instagram, or just sending a QR code to their friends so that they can donate during this month. It builds awareness about what we do, and it puts us again in solidarity with our friends that are going through this. We also have Hope for the Holidays coming up for Thanksgiving, so that's a way that you can get involved by doing a food drive. Right now we're in need of stuffing. That's the biggest one that we need right now. And of course, monetary donations so that we can buy the turkeys. Our goal is to do about 5,500 turkeys this year to the families here in Las Cruces and Doña Ana County.
You guys do such amazing work. Thank you for being on the show. If people want more information, how can they get it?
They can go on our website at casadeperegrinos.org, or they can give us a call at 575-523-5542. Get information there, and of course follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and they don't call it Twitter anymore, do they?
X.
X now, they call it. Go on there and follow us there, and you can get a lot of information about what's going on with us.
Lorenzo, you and your team are doing such amazing work. Thank you for what you do. Such a needed tool here in our region. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing to serve this community.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. What does it take to open your own medical practice? Learn from our financial experts and hear what they have to say. We learned about Florida's Circle of Care with an interview with their president and CEO, Steve Lord. Learn how they help our community. But next, our students are getting ready to bring back a Burrell community event. Trunk and Treat will certainly rev up a smile this Halloween. That's next after the break.
Here's to the unseen late nights, learning curves, and your perseverance. The behind the scenes is where the magic happens. It's where you shape your process and where you don't let anything hold you back. GECU is there to support you through it all with the products and services that you trust, so you can focus on making your own path. Become a member online now at gecu.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Halloween here at Burrell is just such a fun and exciting time of the year, and I'm joined by two very special guests, April Lujan and Jeffrey Briggs, to tell me about a really amazing event that's happening called Trunk and Treat. Is that correct?
Well, we're calling it a fall festival. But
okay, fall festival. Okay. Tell me about the fall festival. What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of different events going on, Trunk or Treat being a part of that, which I'll let April talk about a bit here. But another special thing we have going on is a 5K event to raise money for the St. Baldrick's Foundation. And what that organization is it's a childhood cancer research fund. And so by holding this event here and by getting group participation, we hope to raise a large sum of money, $10,000. But regardless of whatever value that we raise, we know that that money is going to be going to a great place and a great cause. And it's SOMA who's putting this on in partnership with SGA.
And for those of us that may be watching and don't know what SOMA is, tell us a little bit about SOMA.
Yeah, absolutely. So SOMA is the Student Osteopathic Medical Association. And the easiest way to put it is that it's the student branch of the AOA. And so what we do is that we focus on a lot of advocacy in osteopathic medical students. We're a national organization with local chapters here, with myself, Jeffrey Briggs, being the president, and my colleague Wu Quan being the national liaison officer. And it's a real privilege just to be able to come out here and help out the community, as well as, getting osteopathic medical students in the community involved in such a great thing.
Absolutely. So we have the 5K run, and then we'll bop over to April and tell us about what I had mentioned earlier, the Trunk and Treat.
Correct. So it is going to be the 5K that starts at 8 o'clock, and they're going to run through the NMSU campus, starting and ending here at Burrell. And the intent is to invite the community out to come and see our students. A lot of our student orgs, faculty, staff are going to be participating in fun-filled fall festival games. So we will have food truck vendors out here. Again, our students, lots and lots of candies.
We didn't want to just raise a couple $100. We wanted to try and do something phenomenal because it's such a great cause. Everybody's been affected in some way, shape, or form by cancer. And especially when it comes down to children, we just thought that that was something that really warranted a lot of involvement and effort, and to do such a big community event.
Absolutely. So, let's let people know how they can get involved. So, for both events, how can they get involved?
Yeah, please.
So for the Burrell Fall Festival has just come out. Come out to our community. We are going to be emailing flyers, posting them in schools, handing out flyers to students. We're going to post on social media, so it's open to the public. Anybody's welcome to attend. You will see designations here on campus. We're going to hold it on our front parking lot, so the entire area will be closed off, so you'll be able to see that. But the 5K, Jeffrey will have that sign up and that link for people to come out, walk, run, bring your pets, children, whoever you want to come or invite. It should be a very large event where our intent is to really welcome our community and really represent our students and support them in their mission in supporting this foundation.
Absolutely. Throughout this entire interview, people were able to see video that we're showing right now, so it looks like an amazing event. And Jeffrey, how can people get involved with the 5K run?
Yeah, so absolutely. We're going to be finalizing the details in the next couple of weeks here, but if you want to particularly learn more about the St. Baldrick's Foundation and visit them and see what's available, we will have a portal that will come up in the next couple of weeks where people can basically go in and make donations if they want. And then in terms of links and signing up, we'll make that information broadly available. But again, this is going to be available to the open public. If you want to learn more, you can go to stbaldricks.org. Again, that's stbaldricks.org to learn more about the organization and the event that we're putting on.
Thank you both so very much. Truly appreciate it. And I know that it's going to be an absolutely successful event.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
We'll be right back. What does it take to open your own medical practice? Learn from our financial experts and hear what they have to say. But next, we learn about Florida's Circle of Care with an interview with their president and CEO, Steve Lord. Learn how they help our community. That's next after the break.
I got it! I got it! We're going to do that!
Hey everybody, welcome back. Mental health has such priority now, especially after COVID. And to give us a little bit more insight about Burrell and an organization here in Florida, I'm joined by President and CEO of Circles of Care, Steve Lord. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing really well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be on our show and to talk a little bit more about Circles of Care and Burrell. So let me ask you, I understand that Circles of Care is about mental health. What is your organization?
So Circles of Care is a community mental health center, and what that means is that we are the county's main resource for psychiatric and behavioral health care, which includes mental health and substance abuse issues. So we cover a spectrum of services that range from very restrictive psychiatric hospitals and crisis support units to detox units, rehabilitation treatment centers, residential care throughout the county, outpatient facilities, which are your typical kind of, if I wanted to see a therapist or I wanted to see a psychiatrist, I might go to an outpatient clinic.
Yes.
And then we also have special treatment teams that are for more, for patients with more severe illnesses that are considered more deep end services. And these might be things like a forensics treatment team, or this might be a, what we call a CAT team. It's a children's team that's dedicated to helping keep children out of psychiatric hospitals and out of jails.
We now have a new formal partnership. Tell me about this partnership.
So we have a partnership, an affiliation in which we will be able to open our doors to students of Burrell College. Early students can come on to our sites, our various sites that include inpatient hospitals, crisis units, detoxification centers, residential treatment facilities, and come and shadow providers there to see the kind of work that we do, the kind of illnesses that we treat, and the kind of settings that we perform these services in. At higher levels, third-year medical students, they can come onto our inpatient units and spend more time and follow the practitioners there and learn directly at the hands of our psychiatrists. And then in the future, we hope to be able to have a residency site for Burrell's program, in which we would be able to have residents with us for a much longer period, those that are interested primarily in psychiatry.
What an amazing opportunity to have our students working with your organization. It seems, from a preceptor standpoint, and then as they go on into the residency program, how important is it that there is a med school now in Brevard County, and when you reflect and think about the need for mental health?
It's tremendous. We already experience what we consider a shortage in psychiatric providers within the state. Florida is the 10th state in terms of the fewest states with psychiatrists per resident population. So we're ranked number 10, which means that it's much harder for folks in the community to get access to a psychiatrist or get the mental health care that we need. And so being able to develop a community pipeline and develop practitioners within Florida who are, when they do their residency in Florida, are more likely to stay in the state is a boon for Florida. It's a huge need, and it's a huge win for the residents of, and hopefully for Brevard County residents in specific.
Absolutely. Sir, if people want more information on Circles of Care, how can they get it?
Go to our website at www.circlesofcare.
Tell it to the camera.
Circles of Care at www.circlesofcare.org. And then we also have 24-hour emergency access at 321-722-5222.
CEO and President of Circles of Care, Steve Lord, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Such valuable information and needed information. And thank you for that partnership with our students.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll be right back. What does it take to open your own medical practice? Learn from our financial experts and hear what they have to say. That's next after the break.
Your time is now, right here at the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. We have a 99% graduate residency placement and more than 850 physician preceptors, plus a simulation department, gross anatomy, and research labs. We offer Mission Medicine, a community-based learning experience with 2 campus locations, New Mexico and Florida. Go to burrell.edu and apply today. And remember, your time is now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our financial health segment, which today is all about opening up your own medical practice. And here to tell us more, I am joined by Chris Tompkins. He is the Senior Vice President, Chief Commercial Services Officer with GCU. Did I get that right?
You got it, yeah.
Awesome. I was so excited when we found out what we were going to be talking about, because this is so important. Our students, our doctors, they're focused on their craft, which is, helping humanity, helping patients. But there's the business side of things. And if they want to open up their own practice, they need some help. So thank God that you're here. So I got to ask you, how do you consider, or should I consider opening a practice? If I'm a doctor, should I be considering opening up a practice?
Not a right or wrong answer. There's not a better or worse. It's really up to you as an individual. And if you want to practice 100% medicine, maybe not. But if you want to practice medicine and also run a business, be your own boss, then that's when it starts to make sense.
Right, and so from there, I guess you got to ask yourself, what are the initial steps, right, to opening a medical practice?
So first of all, figuring out that first question, is it the right fit for me as an individual? If that's something that you want to go down, you probably need to understand the market. Whatever your specialty is there a need for that specialty in the market? So you need to do a little bit of homework yourself, picking out the right location, which probably getting somebody from the real estate industry to help you do that. Probably a good attorney to set up documents, because you are starting a business, and a CPA, because all of those are people you need to kind of have on your team to help you be successful.
Right, you have to align yourself. If you want to focus on the medicine and the practice, you have to align yourself with other experts, right? As you mentioned, an attorney, a good realtor, Absolutely. So if somebody is being considered for a loan, what does a lender maybe look for when looking at an applicant?
So first thing is all those things that I just asked for, we're going to want to see that you've done that homework and you understand it yourself, to make sure that it is a good fit in our eyes, that you are a good fit to start your own business. And we're going to look at projections. Normally for any loan, a lender's going to look at previous payment history. With a new practice, any new business, you don't have any history. So we're going to rely on projections. And that's where maybe a CPA or somebody else can help you put those together based on your specialty in the market, how many patients would be expected you'd see, and what are the collection rates, and all of those sort of things. And we're going to look at those to see, are they reasonable?
Well, I would even think that, a solid business plan, right?
Yeah.
And be presented to your financial partner, and just to get some understanding, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we want to see that you've done the homework and you understand what you're getting into.
So let's talk about maybe what some of the common costs are associated with opening a medical practice that may require some financing.
Usually there may be 3 different loans that you need. One's going to be related to real estate. So either you're going to purchase your own building, or you're going to lease a building, which probably has to be finished out for your practice. So there's going to be some costs related to real estate. You'll incur those before you ever see a patient. Same thing with furniture, fixtures, and equipment to set up the practice. You're going to have to spend that money ahead of time. Depending on what specialty you are, is going to factor in what type of equipment you might need for your office. And then the next one's going to be probably a line of credit, because the first patients you see, you're not going to get any money. You're probably going to get paid by insurance. That won't be for maybe 30 days from now. So a line of credit during that first year.
I have some other questions for you, but can we establish your expertise? You're a professional. This is your area of expertise. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing this and what you've seen.
So I've been doing it a little over 40 years, which means I'm very old.
No, which means you're very knowledgeable. In other words, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The first bank that I ever worked for in the Dallas area, I worked in an area that specialized in lending to physicians. So that was the first experience I got in lending money, was to medical practices. And I've carried that throughout my career. So I've done it for 40 years now.
I'm running short on time, but I want to get through these questions. How can I determine how much money I need to borrow?
That's where that projection is going to come into play. So when you put together all the numbers, that's going to help both you and a lender kind of determine what that number is. And it just depends. There's not one answer fits all.
Well, when it comes to knowing what you need to borrow, I mean, not only are you factoring the equipment, maybe staffing too.
Absolutely, yeah. You're gonna have to have somebody run the office for you. You're gonna have to have maybe a physician's assistant and some nurses. So yeah, there are part of that overhead cost that you're gonna have to cover from day one is gonna be a staff.
I really want to dive back into this, and I'm probably just going to have to invite you back to talk about this again.
Be more than happy to do it again.
Because it is so needed for not only our students, but all of our doctors that are in our system, because this is such needed information. If they want more information, where can they go?
So you can find me at GECU's website. I've also got a LinkedIn page. We post a lot of what we do on a weekly basis on the LinkedIn page at GECU. But yeah, you can go to our website and find commercial lending, which is where we do all this.
I love takeaways. So if there's one thing that our viewers and listeners take away from this conversation, what do you want it to be?
Just to, again, we're in an underserved area for medical professionals. So there's a big need for all the doctors we have here, plus more coming into the area. So we're here to help them.
Great. If you're thinking of doing it, do it.
Do it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That is our show. If you have any questions or story ideas, you can send us an email to communications@burrell.edu. We'd love to hear from you. Also, you can follow us on any of the social media platforms. Our social handle is @Burrell College. I'm Sidney Alvarez, your host. Thank you for watching, and until next time.